I'ma be the best that you never had.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships in Pilsen, Czechia. We have the grand finale of the junior categories ahead of us, women's 84 and 84 plus categories, and then right after that, men's 120 and 120 plus. We have 9 competitors in the 84 kilo and the 84 plus kilo categories. And we will be heading right into our squat openers ranging from 150 all the way to 240 kilos. Should be exciting, stay with us. And we'll be starting off with Vera Poprucha from Ukraine, opening at 150 kilos.
Afternoon session. Seconds.
A very deep squat, but not the most balanced of openers.
And not the easiest opener we've seen this week, and she's opting to just use the knee wraps, not the squat suit. Not the first time we've seen that. And she'll be followed by Eilerin Sepp of Estonia, opening at her personal best of 160 kilos.
That's a lovely opener. 3 white lights, 8 deadlifts.
That was a great opener, and considering she is doing equipped with a suit and wraps, this didn't look like there was that much tension. Really well handled.
The bar is loaded.
Next up will be Adela Truchlikova of Slovakia, opening at 165 kilos.
Another good opener. 3 white lights. She's on the board.
So far, so good.
Alina Nikohosian of Ukraine. Opening at 180.
And next up we have Alina Nikohosian of Ukraine, opening at 180 kilos. That is going to be a no lift.
No lift, unfortunately there. Next lifter out is from Norway.
What happened there on the way up?
We'll see on the replay.
Opening at 192.5. The bar is loaded for Norway.
It just looks like she tilts forward and just completely loses her balance and control. If she can clean that up, I'm sure she has the strength to do that. And next up we'll have Wilde Beate Friesenfeld, opening at 192.
Kom igen Norge.
She is looking to snag a place on the podium, probably at least third, maybe second.
Great use of the head to stay vertical and to dictate the bar path.
Next out,
Absolutely,
Simona
if you
Sagalova
have
of
the strength to
Slovakia.
control the lift, control the movement,
Opening at
you can get the
200
most
kilos.
out of the reps and suit. If you lack the strength to control it, you're basically just a passenger. Simona Sagalova of Slovakia, opening at 200 kilos. From the looks of it, she'll be fighting it out with Friesenfeld for the silver medal in the 84 kilo category. That looked fairly deep, and it's 3 white lights.
It's a good lift.
A good first attempt.
Yeah, great explosive technique
Next
here.
out on the platform, Elise Nikomägi of Estonia. The
And when we
bar
talk
is
about
loaded.
depth, it's a term that we use. It is in the rule book. We are referring to the hip crease going below the top part of the kneecap.
Our final competitor in the 84 kilo category, Elise Mikomagi of Estonia, opening at 205 kilos. She is the clear favorite, gaining quite a lot of ground on all 3 lifts. And that's 3 white lights, a good lift,
Second to last lifter,
and we move back to the 84 plus kilo category with Lara Hinz of Germany, who'll be opening at 225 kilos.
The bar is loaded.
With these 2 openers, they would already create huge separation in between the other 2 84 pluses.
In the 84 plus, the main battle will be for the bottom step of the podium, at least from the looks of it. Lara Hinz of Germany.
I think there was a double dip here.
No lift.
A double dip. She was afraid of not reaching depth,
Last lifter
and I think that was a situation where the coach's pointers about depth were somewhat
The
counterproductive.
bar is loaded.
She basically reached what she could reach, then started going up and back down and losing control. Our final opener, Tuva Lirhagen of Norway, 240 kilos. Our favorite to win in the 84+kg category, has her surname on her belt. Pretty cool stuff.
Feeling the weight once and unracking the second time. That is nowhere near death.
Well,
2 whites, 1
the
red.
referees seem to disagree. Well, two of them.
We are going
We'll
into
see on the
round
replay.
2, and Ukraine's Vida Popova
That
is
might have looked higher than it was
starting
from the
with
angle we were
by
looking at.
62.5 kilos.
To be honest, I kind of disagree on that one.
I'm not quite sure. I'm certain the jury will have a look
The
at it.
bar is loaded.
They have the hand over the remote, but they are still discussing it.
Going into round 2, we have Mikomage leading in the 84, and Lierhagen's first attempt will stand, it seems, at 240 kilos. Vera Popruha of Ukraine, 162.5.
That looks more balanced than her opener, and that's the match PB, 3 white lights.
Yeah, that looked better, certainly. We'll see how far she can push it on her third.
Evelyn Sepp of Estonia.
Of course, not getting as much help as the other competitors from her gear, as she's not using the squat
The
suit,
bar is loaded.
only the wraps. Followed by
Already 10
Ellerim
kilos above her
Sepp.
personal best.
170 kilos for a 10 kilo PB.
But if I had to choose between only the suit or the wraps, I would pick the wraps. It's the piece of equipment that provides the most support in between the two.
I would probably choose the reps just because I like squatting in reps.
Fair enough. Now that's a deep squat.
Yeah, that is 3 white lights. Absolutely no room for doubt there.
Next out.
And yeah, especially with the ban of the stiff knee sleeves, we might see some athletes who prefer the stiffer feeling around the knee
Coming out
transition
for
into
her
equipped and just
personal
do
best
it with
weight,
wraps
which
and
is
no suit.
175, and the bar is loaded.
Adela Truchlikova of Slovakia going for 175 to match her personal best on the second attempt. That moves very nicely. 3 white lights and a good lift.
Well done. Next, Alina Nikolosyan of Ukraine. Carrying out for 180 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Alina Nikohosian re-attempting 180 kilos. Looks like a solid second attempt. There is 3 white lights, a good lift, and all but one competitor have a squat on the board.
Here we're only missing Lara Inst, the German, out of the 84 pluses.
It is loaded with 200 kilos.
Wilde Beate Friesenfeld going for 200 kilos, 2.5 below her personal best. Trying to grab every kilo she can to mount a challenge for the silver medal. That did not look easy, and unfortunately not deep enough.
Red lights on depth from all referees. Next up, Simona Sagalova of Slovakia. The bar is loaded. Simona is attempting 210 kilos, which is 5 kilos up from her personal best.
Simona Sagalova of Slovakia going for 210. She wants to build at least some advantage on the squats ahead of Friesenfeld, as Friesenfeld is, let's say, slightly better than her in the bench press event.
Once again, very technical squat, 3 white lights. That was very solid. There's room for a nice 30 here.
Absolutely, that was very well executed.
215 kilos.
The way she maintains her back positioning is
The
perfect.
bar is loaded.
Elise Mikomagi of Estonia taking a 10 kilo jump to 215.
A very narrow grip, but she manages not to push the bar forward. All the power is used to go up. 3 white lights, a good lift.
She looks very experienced with the squat suit, knows how to manipulate it, how to use it to her best advantage. And now the only athlete who has yet to secure a squat on the board, Lara Hintz of Germany. Attempting 225 kilos once again.
Support to get the sleeve down now. She had some troubles getting down last time.
Settle. Repeat the same routine you've been having during training. Find your balance. No double dip this time, but was it deep enough? To the one, a good lift.
Hey, depth pull from the center referee. Usually when both of the side referees agree it was deep enough, it will stand.
255 kilos.
I think that should be just alright.
Bar is loaded.
Now for our final second attempt, Tuva Lierhagen of Norway, 255 kilos.
So it's going for a 15 kilo jump here from our opener.
I'm gonna just bite my tongue and wait for the lights.
At this time it's 3 red ones.
Depth. Remember
not deep enough for Lierhagen.
No lift for Norway, and we're going into round 3.
But the thing is, this one looked just like the opener, if you ask me.
And not that big of a difference. Of course, we're just seeing the replay here. And going into round 3, Mikomagi leading in the 84s. And Lierhagen with 240 leading in the 84 plus. Going into round 3, Vira Popruha going for 170 kilos for a 7.5 kilo personal best.
Stay balanced. And she tilts forward.
Very good save by the spotters there. Unfortunately,
That is unfortunate.
no lift.
It's gonna be a no lift.
We
Next
knew it
up,
could have been an
Estonia
issue for her, judging by the
for
opener.
step.
It comes and bites you back during the third attempt.
Also jumping 10 kilos here from the second attempt, and 10 kilos from her own personal best. The bar is low.
Eilerin Seip going another 10 kilos up to 180. Oh, that is quite a fight. She manages to stand up. And it's 3 white lights and a good lift.
Next up,
So 3 for
Slovakia,
3 in the squad
Adela
event.
Truslikova.
All things considered, I think we're doing pretty good.
4 more.
Successful attempt ratio wise.
Absolutely.
The bar is loaded for Adela from Slovakia. Making a jump here of 10 kilos.
Adela Truchlikova jumping 10 kilos to 185.
What an effort.
That was quite a fight.
Depth was there, and she stood it up. Let's see what the referees say about this.
And that is 3 white lights.
It is a good
That is a good lift.
Next lifter out, Alina Nikohosian, Ukraine.
190 going onto the bar for Alina Nikohosian.
And the next group has 3 more lifters to change their squat openers. Good lift.
3 white lights and a good lift.
Next lifter out, Norway's Beate Vilde Friesenfeld. It's going for 200 kilos.
And in both weight classes, the medal positions are already set.
Second try at 200 kilos.
The medal positions are already set, but things are being set up for some podium battles.
4 lifters for the next group to
At
change
least we
their
hope so. 200 kilos for Vilde Beate Friesenfeld of Norway. She really needs this if she wants to stay anywhere near the fight for silver position. And she stands up. It's going to be a 2-1 good lift.
Next lifter out, Simona Sagalova, Slovakia. The bar is loaded. Simona is coming out for 215 kilos for her last squat.
Simona Sagalova of Slovakia, 215 kilos. This will put her into squat gold position in the 84 kilo category for the time being.
Is a 5 kilo jump too much for Simona? She's been so good so far, and she manages to push it. But no lift, judged not deep enough.
We'll see here on the replay. The coach is running straight to the jury.
And with what we've seen past earlier, this one should pass.
I honestly do not know how to interpret these decisions about depth calls.
The bar is loaded, no more
225 kilos on the bar for Elise Mikomagi,
And the jury overrules to a good lift.
which means Mikomagi needs this to get the squad gold.
Yeah, because Sagalova is lighter on body weight than Mikomagi. Strength is there, technique is there, but those same two red lights are turning on. No lift.
We'll see on the replay, the previous attempt was overturned. How close was this one?
And the Estonian coach is rushing to the jury.
232.5 kilos.
And he's sent off.
He's sent off, which means Sagalova will take gold, and we have 2 lifts remaining in the 84 plus kilo category. Lara Hines jumping 7.5 kilos from her second. And unfortunately not there. Once again she needs to dip that last few centimeters and kind of loses the tension.
Reattempting 255.
Our final squat
The bar is loaded for Tuva
of the group,
from Norway.
255 kilos, going for a second time for Tuva Lierhagen. She already has the squad gold. With this, she will build a very nice advantage over Hines in the overall scheme of things.
She'll need to make it more convincing.
Well, the depth looked better this time, but we'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately, still not enough.
I think her 3 squat looked the same. This one might have been slightly deeper than the other ones, but as you can see on the replay, the hip crease never goes below the top part of the knee.
Yeah, just not deep enough. And that's gonna wrap up the 84 and 84 plus kilo squats, with Mikomagi taking gold in the 84s and Lierhagen with her opener taking gold in the 84 plus. We'll be moving straight into men's 120 and 120 plus.
I think Lierhagen can deem herself lucky having 1 squat passed.
I would agree. We have 6 competitors in the 120s and 3 competitors in the 120 plus waiting for us, waiting to squat some pretty big numbers. Openers ranging from 260 all the way to 385 kilos.
And we have some huge forecasted total. I think we might have one of our athletes, maybe two, cross the 1,000 kilo barrier.
That would certainly be a sight to see. We're starting with Chris Grondin of Great Britain, opening at 260 kilos in the 120s.
The widest grip possible on the bar. Difficult to activate your back correctly. With that one, you need to be precise, and it works.
3 white lights for Grondin.
Next lifter out, Brown.
That is going to be our first lift of the group successful. And with these larger guys, sometimes it's difficult to get your hands closer on the bar. They need to have the stands pushed inwards to take the maximum grip with.
Let's go, Brandon.
265 on the bar for Brandon Lee, our second competitor from Great Britain. There's 3 white lights, a good lift for Brandon Lee.
It's a bit more rare to see lifters knee caving equipped, but here it really recruits his adductors to go up. Look at the left knee going in.
Our third competitor, Domantas Barauskas of Lithuania, 280 kilos on the bar.
Personal best. How about that?
It is looking like he will be in a fight for the bronze medal position in the 120s. Opening 30 kilos above his squat personal best that we have here. That is not the easiest opening attempt, but solid enough, 3 white lights.
Next lifter out on the platform.
He is on the board.
From Iceland, Einar Magnusson. Sounds like we have some good Icelandic support in here today. The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Magnusson of Iceland. 295 kilos.
Big support from the crowd for Einar Rafn Magnusson of Iceland, opening at 295.
A lot of support for Einar Hafen. Wow.
That is a strong first attempt, and it's 3 white lights. A good lift for Magnusson.
Beautiful support for him in here.
And now we are taking a pretty sizable jump to our next attempt.
Martin Putera of Slovakia. No? Yes.
330 kilos on the bar for Martin Putera of
And the
Slovakia,
bar is loaded for
our
Slovakia.
first competitor in the 120 plus. heading onto the platform to show what he can do. And that is a very solid looking opener. 3 white lights.
3 white lights and a good lift. Next lifter out is Oleksiy Lysenko from Ukraine. Loading up the bar with 350 kilos. The bar
350 kilos now on the bar for Oleksiy Lysenko. Getting support from the huge team that Ukraine has sent to these championships. Opening 10 kilos above his personal best. And there is 3 white lights. A strong opening attempt.
Next lifter out, Simon Kral of Czechia.
3 more openers to go in the 120 and 120 pluses.
It's gonna open at 360.
Simon Kral will be first of those. 360 kilos on the bar.
See what a great job these guys are doing there, the spotters and loaders. Okay, the bar is loaded, 360.
The last outing as a junior for Simon Kral, opening with 360. That is massive. This is just 7.5 under his personal best.
He stands it up. It was very low as well.
That is a strong opening attempt for Kral.
Good lift for Czechia.
3
Great
white
skill
lights.
from here. Second to last lifter
And
in
our
the group
biggest 2
from
openers
Sweden,
from the group still await us. 380 kilos are going on the bar for Axel Isberg of Sweden.
The bar is loaded for Axel Isberg. Kom igen Axel. All the way up.
Taking quite a long time to reach depth, those last few centimeters. It is a 2-to-1 good lift, no trouble on the way up.
And we have from the center referee on depth.
Let's have a look at the replay to judge whether or not that was deep.
Look at this.
And now the home crowd is erupting for Ondrej Sip of Czechia. 385 kilos in the 120 kilo category. This is 20 kilos below the European junior record
385.
and 30 kilos below the world junior record, which would be definitely in reach for Andre if the first lift moves at least fairly well.
Especially with that kind of support from the crowd. I mean, that for sure gives you extra kilos.
What a strong squat. Let's see the lights.
That is 3 white lights. We have everyone on the board,
Good lift.
and I think Andre might be going at least for the European record.
Squat in of Great Britain and 270 kilos.
Andre obviously leading in the 120s, and Axel Isberg leading in the 120 plus with 380. As we move into round 2.
For Great Britain.
Chris Grondin of Great Britain jumping 10 kilos to 270.
Very controlled.
A bit of work on the way up, but it's 3 white lights. And so far this session has been going incredibly well.
Brandon Lee.
Some clean lifting going on.
275 kilos. The bar is loaded.
275 on the bar for our next Brit, Brandon Lee.
Here today for the British lads.
Another 3 white lights and another successful attempt on the board for us.
Lifter out, Domantas Baraskas of Lithuania. It's going for 295. The bar is loaded for Lithuania.
Domantas Barauskas of Lithuania jumping 15 kilos to 295 to take the squat bronze medal provisionally from Magnusson, who will have to respond. Oh, it's a huge effort.
I think we're gonna see some blue lights.
Let's see what the referees say about that.
Yeah, unfortunately there's going to be a red for depth and a blue for downward motion. We're going to see again on the replay.
I can get behind the two calls, honestly.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
uneven from the start, which made the job hard for himself.
Next up, Iceland. Rafaela Magnusson at the bar is loaded.
Einar Raf Magnusson going for 310 kilos.
Come on, Rafa.
This gives him an excellent chance to cover some ground, to try and get as close as possible to Barauskas and Lee in the fight for the bronze medal position in the 120s.
I love the support the Iceland team is giving to him. They're so loud.
Well, this is the third day of the championships, and this is the first time we've seen such great support from the crowd for practically all of the lifters. All of the teams have gotten really fired up throughout the last few days.
Beautiful. Let's see the lights.
To the one, a good lift, but a lack of depth for the left side referee.
Deadlift.
We'll see on the replay.
Next lifter out, Martin Kutera.
I think should be
Slovakia.
just about alright.
Be followed by Lysenko, Kral, and Isberg. The bar is loaded.
Martin Putera of Slovakia jumping 15 kilos to 345 in the 120 plus.
Good
That is
lift
going to be
for
3 white
Slovakia.
lights and a good lift.
Next out from Ukraine, Oleksiy Lysenko. The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Oleksiy. 360
Oleksiy Lysenko,
15 kilos.
365 kilos on the bar. Oh, it's a huge fight. Just can't get through the sticking point.
No lift.
It didn't seem like too big of a jump for him, just couldn't quite manage it.
Next out, on home turf, Simon Kral, Czechia.
I think his hips just went slightly backwards on him, and he was unable to hold on and push through. 375 for Simon Kral. That is going to be a 7.5 kilo personal best.
The bar is loaded for Kral. Good save by the spotters there. No
And
lift.
unfortunately just losing balance.
Now
tipping
we have
forward.
Sweden's Axel Isberg coming out. 392.5 kilos on the bar.
The squat session started perfectly, but now we're starting to see some misses.
All the competitors are pushing each other right to the limit. And it was inevitable that we were gonna start seeing some misses.
A few. Let us hear you. The bar is loaded for Axel. Kom igen.
Axel Isberg of Sweden jumping to 392.5.
for 2.5 kilo PB. Come on.
What a strong squat.
Wow.
Look at that.
Looked fairly clean. And that is 3 white lights, a good lift at 392.5. And going into our final second attempt.
With a whopping 400 kilo attempt. Look at that. It is on the fifth.
We are gonna have,
Wow.
400 kilos on the bar for the first time in these championships. 5.5 kilos below the European record,
And
15 kilos below the world record.
keep in mind, this athlete is a junior. He's 23 years old.
And that is 400 very heavy kilos on that bar for Ondrej Sip on his home stage here in Czechia.
A 10 kilo personal best attempt and so close to the European junior record. Ondrej Sip from Czechia.
That is a big effort. You're gonna have to see the lights here.
I
He
don't
was
know how
very-
he did that.
Very uneven. Unfortunately, there's gonna be a 2-to-1 no lift.
For Czechia.
I think the bar might have started slipping off his back on the right side.
And the coach is obviously going to the jury to see if he can argue and make a case for that squat. It's not the highest squat we've seen. Maybe it's a case of perspective here.
And the bar is loaded.
But the coach is sent off.
Yeah.
No lift for the Czech. What does he do? Does he repeat the same weight? Does he
Oh.
bump up the attempt by 6 kilos to try and get the European junior record?
I think he has enough room in the 120 kilo category, just looking at the projected totals here, that he can risk it
For the biscuit.
for the European record. Going into round 3, Chris Grondin, 275 on the bar. That is 3 white lights, a good lift for Chris.
Well done. We have Brandon Lee, Great Britain, coming out next.
And coming right after him will be his teammate Brandon Lee,
Followed by
going for
Anderson,
280.
Kotera, and Lysenko. The bar is loaded for Brandon Lee. 280 kilos.
Wow, that's deep enough. 100%.
That is 3 white lights and a huge scream to finish off the lift.
Next lifter out from Iceland, Magnusson, 325 kilos. Where's the Icelandic support? The bar is loaded.
325 kilos on the bar for Einar Rafn Magnusson.
Here he comes.
Here we go again for the Icelandic roars and the yo-yo-yos.
He had some beautiful lifts so far. And we're making it
This
down
will
to
give
50 kilos.
Einar a very good chance in the fight for the bronze medal in the 120s. Should he get this?
Come on.
To stay so high. It's a great option in the battle for the podium in the end. This would very much help in the long run. Come on!
Come on! He's got it up. And there is 3 white lights.
It's a good lift.
5 lifts remaining.
And you gotta love that kind of energy.
In this squat session, next up is Martin Putera, Slovakia, and the bar is loaded.
And there is 355 kilos waiting for the bar to be challenged by Martin Putera of Slovakia.
Also, this one's not an attempt, it's a challenge.
Come on, Martin.
It's a challenge for the bar. Can anything hold him down? Oh, and it's a huge battle, but just cannot get through the sticking point, and the bar wins on this one, but I'm sure he'll be back stronger.
It was just too heavy by a slight margin, maybe 2.5, maybe 5 less, and it would have gone up.
Absolutely, very, very slight margin. Just about not there today. Oleksiy Lysenko, 365 kilos, going for a second time. Just about couldn't push through it on his second attempt. Let's see if he can do it better on his third.
That's better.
That looked a lot better. And it's 3 white lights for Oleksiy.
We have 3 guys left to lift.
We don't see that often. A lifter regained in the third round of squat after missing on what looked like strength during the second one.
Kral will be followed by
Simon Kral of Czechia reattempting 375.
The bar is loaded for Czechia.
$375 on his home soil, going for a second time. Let's see if he can recover like Lysenko.
What an effort!
And that is 3 white lights and a good lift.
Beautiful.
And we have 2 lifts remaining.
Only 6.
That was quite some effort to recover that.
He got some red lights on that for the last one. He stood it up. Let's have him not to get
Ondrej
this
Sip deciding to stay at 400 kilos.
400
Trying for a second time.
His last attempt was judged not deep enough. It was a bit uneven from the start. If you can correct maybe the setup.
Probably the setup, just get the back nice and tight so you can hold up the 400 kilos.
I think he can do it.
Come on, everything up.
It is difficult to repeat those kind of weight, but with the support of the home crowd and more determination, Andrej Sip from Czechia, 400 kilos, so close to the European junior record.
Come on.
Let's see it for Andrej Sip.
Still an even and still that same depth. So no lift.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift. He still walks home with the gold medal in the squat and a very commanding lead in the 120 kilo category. But there's going to be no 400 kilo squat for him today. But we still might get a 400 kilo squat, or more exact 402.5 for Axel Isberg of Sweden, jumping a further 10 kilos from his second attempt.
We want to cross that barrier of 400
The
kilos.
bar is loaded for Isberg. Kom igen.
Our final squat of the junior competition, 402.5 for Axel Isberg.
Previous attempt as well, but he had some beautiful lifts so far. Kom igen Axel.
And it absolutely flies up. That is going to be 3 white lights and a 402.5 kilo squat for Isberg of Sweden, taking the gold medal in the 120 plus kilo category, with Kral in third, Kral in second, Putera in third. In the 120s, with only his opener, Andrej Sip of Czechia, the home hero, 385, taking the gold medal. Lysenko with 365 in silver, and Magnusson with 325 in bronze. We'll see you back in about 9 minutes time. Hello and welcome back to the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships. We are going into bench press and we're gonna have openers ranging from 80 kilos all the way to 180 kilos. That's gonna be some impressive weight moves there. We'll be starting off with Adela Truchlikova of Slovakia, opening at 80 kilos in the 84 kilo plus category. Have 9 lifters ahead of us. 27 bench press attempts, and then we head straight into another 27 attempts from the 120 and 120 plus men. That is going to be 3 white lights, an easy opener.
Coming out next from Estonia, Elerin Sepp. Opening at 90 kilos. The bar is loaded for Elerin.
Elerin Sepp going for 90 kilos for her opening attempt. And that is a very nicely moving first attempt. She's currently projected to be in a somewhat distant 5th position, but of course with equipped powerlifting, as we've seen in the previous days, there can be pretty large shockers, especially on the bench press.
Even this morning, we've had 5 athletes bombing out this morning in the bench press.
Well, I'm somewhat glad I was not there. It would have been a great emotional distress for me. I get really invested in these athletes' stories.
Especially when 2 of them were projected to be 2nd and 3rd in their own respective weight classes.
Simona Sagalova of Slovakia, opening at 102.5. Oh, she has to work for that lockout. There is 3 white lights. And with a bench press on the board, she is safe.
And for those not so familiar with powerlifting at home, what is the white substance that she has on her back, Azim?
That would be liquid chalk. Well, that used to be liquid chalk, now it's just chalk. They apply it in a liquid or a block form to their back to prevent slipping on the bench press pad. Wilde Beate Friesenfeld, opening at 110 kilos. She is looking to be in a fairly strong 3rd position in the 84 kilo category. Another fairly heavy lockout, but it's 3 white lights. She has a bench press on the board. And talking about the chalk they put on their backs, it is very important that their backs are grippy, they do not slip, so they can build a big arch, big tension in the body, and make a strong platform with their shoulder blades to press from and get the best drive in the bench press possible. But it is not to be confused with the white substance that you see on their thighs during deadlifts. That is baby powder, and it is a very bad decision if you decide to switch up the two.
Oh yeah, do not mistake one for the other.
Vera Poprucha of Ukraine, 112 kilos on the bar.
She lost her positioning at the bottom here.
No lift for Ukraine. I think it was
The bar
Nick
got pulled in
Siemens.
the direction of her hips. The
And
left
next
elbow
in
reopened.
Alina
It was not under the
Nikolosyan
bar anymore. She couldn't push.
from Ukraine. Opening at
You can see
125.
she basically would have had to have the strongest rotator cuffs on the planet to recover from that one.
Pretty much.
The bar is loaded.
Alina Nikolosyan of Ukraine, going for 125 kilos. She is somewhat far from the fight for the overall positions, but very much in the fight for the bench press gold in the 84s. As long as this moves well. She struggles to get the touch, manages to grind it up. And there is 3 white lights, but that was pretty heavy. Maybe when she loads up those extra couple kilos, it is gonna help her on the way down.
The bar is loaded.
And why is the way down so difficult when
And it's
bench pressing
opening
with
at
a bench shirt, Alex?
125.
Because the bench press is the bench press shirt is a tool that they use because it creates a lot of tension, elasticity, stiffness at the bottom to push the bar off the chest, but it makes the way down way more difficult. This is why you see all of these benchers having strong backs, because they use it to pull the bar down.
And Elise Mikomagi, very strong on the way down.
She locks
Not the
out.
easiest way up,
And it's
but there is 3
white
white lights.
lights.
And
Good
all of the
lift.
84 kilo competitors are now safe on the board with a bench press.
And Elise here has decided to use the momentum, the speed, to kind of speed run the way down. It is easier, quote unquote, but more difficult to control.
Absolutely, the faster you go, the bigger the chances that the bar path is just slightly off, and with a bencher that can very easily cost you the lift. 140 kilos on the bar for Lara Hinz of Germany.
Good lift for
3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, once again, not the easiest on the way up, but I think she managed to manage the bar path pretty well.
And the longer the attempt, the more difficult it is to breathe, especially with a stiff bench shirt. You almost suffocate at the bottom with the tension of the shirt.
The bar is loaded.
And our final bench press attempt, Tuva Lierhagen, 180 kilos. That is quite a big bench.
Yeah, she's the favorite in the 84 pluses. She collected squat gold with 240 kilos, projected to get squat bench gold with 180. And she has a forecasted subtotal of 595. That's massive.
That is absolutely massive, and with this 180 bench, she is not that far off the European and world record, standing at 205. But this needs to move well.
I think she might be in trouble in terms of elbow depth.
Not a bother on her.
Seems not.
I'm gonna bite my
Three
tongue
white
once again.
lights.
3 white lights.
Round two
We'll see from
of
the front if we can get a replay.
Adela Trushnikova of Slovakia coming out
It
next.
does look better from that angle, especially the right elbow. That left elbow seems to be 50-50, but the chief referee said that if I can judge it properly, I'm gonna give it in the benefit of the lifter.
Oh, and with
A
the bench
sensible
press
decision.
shirt, it's much harder to see because the shirt basically deforms the shape of the upper body. So, me personally, I cannot even.
It is hard to judge.
this-
I would agree.
I cannot
Chief
even
referee
see
in the bench
exactly.
press equipped is such a difficult role.
Yeah. Moving into round 2, 85 kilos for Adela Truchlikova.
And you've heard it in the bench press. There are 3 commands given by the chief referee. And when giving those 3 commands, chief referee needs to look at the chest, look at the elbows, look at the head, look at the heels on the bottom. So many things to look at. It's a tough job.
Very tough job indeed, but our referees are pretty capable. 95 kilos on the bar for Ellerin Seep.
Come on, bring it up.
And that is quite a fight to lock that out.
For Estonia, it's a good lift.
A 3 white lights say good lift.
Simona Sagalova of Slovakia. The bar is loaded. This is already now
110 kilos on the bar for Simona Sagalova. Projected in a fairly strong second position. That is going to be a no lift.
No lift for Slovakia.
You can see in the bottom part of the lift the bench shirt really helping her, but when it comes to the lockout it's practically all you, and you need those super strong triceps to push the bar the last few centimeters.
112.5 kilos for Vera.
Vera Poprucha, our only competitor who has not yet gotten a bench on the board. 112 kilos, 112.5 kilos, going for a second time here.
Can she maintain control, especially on that left side? That cost her her first attempt. That looks different, but it still doesn't work.
That is really unfortunate. If she made up some ground on the bench press against Rushlikova, she might have been able to challenge for the bronze medal, but that's looking like less and less of a possibility. 115 kilos for Wilde Beate Friesenfeld.
But yeah, I agree, the more the attempts go by, the less this sounds likely.
She managed to lock that out, but we'll wait for the lights. And as I was afraid, there was 2 blue lights, clear downward motion during the lift.
Next lifter of Ukraine, Salina Nikovosian, going for a 130 kilo second attempt.
Now we can see the bar dip there.
The bar is loaded.
Great pick up by the referees on the platform.
Alina Nikohosian, 130 kilos. Oh, big fight for Alina, but just can't lock it out.
So close.
That's gonna be a no lift.
Unfortunately.
Our final bench press in the 84 kilo category, second round. Elise Mikomagi has a commanding lead of the category.
130 kilos and a possible
Try to
new
add a
personal
further 5
best.
kilos to that.
Yeah, on subtotal she has 22 and a half. She has a 22 and a half kilo lead, and on prognosis, she has a 40 kilo lead.
If everything goes her way, I don't think she'll be catchable.
Yeah, it's hers to lose today.
Oh, not the cleanest lift, but she gets it up, and it's 3 white lights.
2 lifters left. Germany's Laura
Just
Hintz
about manages to keep control of the bar, press it out.
145 kilos. The bar is loaded. Come on, Lara. 5 kilo jump from the second attempt.
Now our final 2 attempts in the second round. 145 for Lara Hintz.
Come on! Sticky lookout, but no downwards movement. 3 white lights, a good lift.
That was quite an effort.
Tuva Lierhagen from Norway. She is now going for 190 kilos.
And our final second attempt, 190 kilos for Tuva Lierhagen. Has to get some momentum going to get the hands into position. Really shows you how super tight and uncomfortable these shirts are.
It's a real tool. It does not bench for you if you don't know how to utilize it. It's a real pain.
Come on.
And that was strong, 3 white lights.
Well done, ladies.
We might see an attempt at the record.
Starting with
We'll have to
Adela
wait.
Slushnikova of Slovakia. She is now going for 90 kilos. 5 kilos above her personal best.
And going into round 3, Mikomagi still leading in the 84s and Lierhagen with a commanding lead in the 84 plus. Poprucha still unable to get a bench press on the board. She'll have one more chance. And we start off round 3 with Adela Truchlikova, 90 kilos, another 5 kilo jump. And that is a strong third attempt. 3 white lights and a good lift for Truchlikova.
Estonia's Everin Sepp is coming out next for a 100 kilo attempt. The bar is loaded. A new personal best, possibly by 5 kilos.
Ellerin Sepp going for 100 kilos. Big personal milestone. Oh, big effort, but unfortunately too heavy today.
Moving on to Simona Zagarova, Slovakia.
We're probably going to see a lot of that. It's the third round of bench. Some people are going to take risks to try and grab a medal.
You have 4 more
It's
lifters
maximum strength
and change
effort.
your openers.
There's going to be some misses.
Our first attempt at the medal, Simona
The bar
Sagalova,
is loaded for Slovakia.
re-attempting 110 kilos. If she is successful, this will put her into provisional bench press bronze. Oh, big fight, wow! She manages to lock it out. And it is a 2-to-1 good lift, only one blue light.
She's at risk of a jury intervention with that one. It didn't dip on the right, only dipped on the left. How is this one going to be judged?
Usually the jury would look at the center of the bar. If the center has moved downwards, it's gonna be judged a no lift. If only one side dips, that should be okay. Now for our athlete in trouble, Vera Poprucha of Ukraine, taking 112.5 kilos for the third time. She really needs to get this, otherwise she's out of the competition. This would give her a bench press bronze medal, but more importantly, this will give her a total. And it looks a lot cleaner this time. That is 3 white lights, and she manages to keep herself in the competition. She will be able to fight it out in the deadlifts.
The bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded for Wilde Beate Friesenfeld, re-attempting 115 kilos to take back the bench press bronze medal.
Very clean on the way down. She clipped the rack on the way up, but that was not helpful by any means. 2-to-1, a good lift, but that was movement according to the chief referee.
We'll see on the replay where the downwards movement could have been. Well, if it was there, it was very, very slight. We'll see how the jury rules that. And we already have Alina Nikohosian re-attempting 130 kilos. This will not move her into bench press gold, and she already has the silver, so not much more than 5 extra kilos on her total in it for her. And it is a huge fight.
Oh, and
She-
that right elbow unlocks.
She locks it out for a moment, but so drained of energy that the arm immediately unlocks. You can see she manages to get the right elbow locked for a moment, but goes straight back down.
The bar is loaded.
That is going to be a no lift, and we have one final attempt in the 84s. Elise Mikomagi, she has a commanding lead, 135 kilos on the bar, to add a further 5 kilos to her bench press result as she takes home the gold medal.
This one's not here today.
We've seen her with her first and second attempt very fast on the way down, and then working basically to recover the position on the way up. But
I think she lost it here.
yeah,
It's the limit of that sort of technique.
2 attempts to go, and we have Lara Hintz jumping 10 kilos to 155. Oh, it's a strong press, but loses control of the bar towards the top, and that is going to be a no lift. And for our final bench press of the women's junior competition, 195 is being loaded on the bar for Tuva Lierhagen.
It's an impressive one. Very impressive one. She'll need to pay attention to a few things. Elbow depth at the bottom and not unlocking the left elbow as she did during the previous attempt. That's a huge bench press attempt. 195 as a 22-year-old.
That is very impressive. And with a year left in the juniors, I am certain she will at one point have a go at the record. Not today, but it's not far away.
It's one stiffer bench suit away. I think she might have changed bench suit here actually, because she couldn't manage to touch the chest.
Maybe. That was a bit weird. She didn't have that much trouble with her previous 2 attempts. She might have put on a stiffer shirt. And unfortunately unable to get the bar down to her chest. Still takes the bench press gold with Hinz in second and Poprucha in third. In the 84 kilo, Mikko Magi taking gold with 130, with Nico Hosian and Friesenfeld following right after her in silver and bronze respectively. And we're going to be moving straight into the men's 120 and 120 plus categories. And here we have our bench press openers ranging from 140 all the way to 250 kilos. That will be some impressive benching awaiting us. We are starting with Einar Raffen Magnusson. Took the squat bronze medal. Bench press will be where he loses some ground towards the other competitors. So he's gonna want every kilo he can get here. Very controlled on the way down, strong on the way up, although a bit slow, and a yellow light from the center referee. I wonder what that could have been for.
I don't think he jumped any command.
Oh, the head didn't lift. So that is a light we just cannot explain to you. And 155 kilos is already on the bar for Chris Grondin of Great Britain.
He struggled to touch the chest, but very speedy on the way up. 3 white lights, a good lift. And like we said earlier, with more weight, it could get easier to touch the chest, but more difficult on the way up. It's finding the sweet spot with what shirt you're using.
The bar is loaded.
170 kilos on the bar for Domantas Barauskas of Lithuania. From the looks of it, there's going to be a very tight battle for the bottom step of the podium going on in the 120 kilo category. And Barauskas will be one of the competitors shooting for the stars.
What a fight.
No lift.
For Lithuania, no lift. Next lifter out, Brandon Lee of Great Britain. Going for a 200
These lifters might need to adapt to the stiffer pad. Some minimal differences on the setup can add up and make a lot of difference.
And there is 200 kilos waiting on the bar for Brandon Lee of Great Britain, and the British crowd is definitely present, as you can probably hear.
Points of contacts are made. And the opener is valid. 3 white lights.
Next lifter out from Slovakia, Martin Putera. Opening at 225. And the bar is loaded.
225 on the bar for Martin Putera of Slovakia. Opening at his personal best.
It's looking like a bench battle in the 120 pluses. 2 openers at 225 and 1 at 230.
Well, it's anyone's game at this point. Let's just hope they don't push each other too hard, and they at least make 1 lift each. That looked fairly clean. I was afraid that they were gonna judge his head came off the bench. There was some slight movement. Let's see if it stayed in contact.
I don't think it did, but like we said earlier, it is hard to pick at light speed when you're judging the elbows, judging whether or not the bar is touching the chest, etc., etc. And with 3 whites, the jury cannot intervene on that attempt that should not have passed.
Simon Kral of Czechia also going for 225 kilos. And he's struggling to touch the chest. Big fight on the way up.
And he didn't clip the rack and managed to lock it out.
That was 3 white lights.
That was a valiant effort. I thought he was gonna re-rack early or clip the rack.
He just barely managed to touch his chest. It was such hard work. And he's definitely gonna need a few extra kilos to help him bring the bar down.
The bar is loaded.
Axel Isberg, our third of the 120 plus competitors, going for 230 kilos.
That's a proper opener.
And that was the easiest one of the three we've seen. And I think Axel has a pretty solid chance of taking home the bench press gold. But of course a lot can happen. All three have a bench press on the board, so there is definitely going to be a fight in the 120 plus category.
The bar is loaded for Andre.
And we have two openers remaining. Andre Sip taking the squat gold. Will be going for bench press gold, but Lysenko will be very close. 250 kilos on the bar. And that is going to be a no lift, running out of juice halfway up.
Last lifter in this round, Oleksiy Lysenko, Ukraine. Opening at 250. The bar is loaded. Come on, Oleksiy.
And our second opener of 250 kilos, Oleksiy Lysenko. And that looked fairly strong.
I think it is
3 white lights, and he has a bench press on the board. 250 kilos to take the lead in the 120s for the time being.
147.5 kilos.
And we are moving into round 2. Lysenko leading in the 120s. Axel Isberg leading in the 120 plus, but with Putera and Kral very close behind.
The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Iceland.
And starting off round 2, 147.5 for Einar Rafn Magnusson.
That's not the most creepy shoes I've ever seen to bench.
And they look like regular athletic trainers.
Usually for those not so familiar with powerlifting, you want the most grip possible under your shoe because it creates what we call leg drive, a force that we create with the lower body and we use to press up. Seems to be working for him. 3 white lights, a good lift, but that is a surprising sight. It caught our eyes.
Absolutely. And that is a good lift for Magnusson at 147.5. Moving on to Chris Grondin. 165 on the bar as he comes onto the platform. And he had to work for that touchdown, but very strong on the way up. That is 3 white lights for Grondin.
Next up, we have Lithuania's Baurauskas. The bar is loaded. Second try of this weight.
two athletes have not yet gotten a bench press on the board. First of which will be they will attempt it for a second time. Domantas Barauskas is the first one of them. 170 kilos. Oh, it looks a lot better this time. That is 3 white lights.
So the
And
first
he
side
is on
of
the board.
relief, we only need one more.
Just one more.
The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Brandon.
210 kilos are on the bar for Brandon Lee.
Brendan, who's handled by one of the members of the open team of GB, he'll be competing later on in the week.
Beautiful.
And that is 3 white lights and a very solid second attempt for Lee.
Next lifter out on the platform is Martin Kutera, Slovakia.
And now for our battle for the bench press medals in the 120 plus. Things are looking closer and closer. Martin Putera of Slovakia going for 232.5.
Is loaded.
Great control. But that transition is hard. It slips a bit on the bench. No lift.
No lift, unfortunately. He has a bench press on the board, but it is going to be hard to recover.
Right here you can see the shoulders slide back a bit on the bench. And he's not able to finish the rep.
Simon Kral with 235 next. This will push him straight into the lead on the bench press in the 120 plus, with Isberg to follow.
Martin Putera is officially out of the race of the bench press gold in the 120 pluses. It is now a 1 versus 1 between Simon Kral and Axel Isberg.
There is a big effort. Can he finish?
Once again, what a finish from him. 3 white lights, a good lift.
And with those 3 white lights, Putera is actually out of the fight for the gold. He can go for silver. It all depends on this next lift. But Axel Isberg has been very comfortable with his opener, so a 10 kilo jump seems very doable for him. a slightly shaky lockout, but 3 white lights.
It's gonna be hard to retake gold from him.
And he just needs a 2.5 kilo jump here to take the gold position.
Yeah, because he's lighter on body weight than Hal.
Andrei Sip reattempting 250 kilos. He took the gold in the squat, but he needs to get a bench press on the board.
Can he manage that attempt? Can he put his name on the scoreboard?
And that is gonna be trouble for Andrei Sip.
Are we going to lose the leader of the class?
Well, he's been looking so strong, but he is in huge trouble now.
I mean, we've seen multiple lifters fail twice and then get their third. I'm hoping this is the case for Andrei Sip here. Especially on home sword, that would be heartbreaking.
Absolutely, and we have our final second attempt. And with this, if he makes it, Oleksiy Lysenko will be taking the bench press gold in the 120 kilo category. And it is a very strong second attempt for Lysenko. He takes the bench press gold.
Starting off with Magnusson from Iceland and 152.5 kilos.
And with that, we have in the 120 kilo category, Lysenko taking gold ahead of round 2, with Andrei Sip unable to get his second bench press in. He is in trouble. And in the 120 plus, there is a battle for the gold between Isberg and Kral. Isberg currently in the lead with 240, and Putera is sitting in third, which will not change after third attempts whether he makes it or not. We are starting with Einar Magnusson. 152.5, a 5 kilo personal best for him.
So far. And he has some amazing support in here today.
Oh, it is a big battle to lock it out, but just misses out, and that's going to be a no lift for Magnusson.
He tried his best.
He is still very much in the fight for the bottom step of the podium, or perhaps the bottom 2 steps, all depending on whether Sip can make his final bench press attempt count. 177.5 kilos on the bar for Chris Grondin of Great Britain. And that is going to be 3 white lights, a very strong showing for Chris. He takes the bench press bronze medal for the time being.
The bar is loaded.
He'll be followed by Barauskas, who will try and take it away from him. But of course, it all hangs in the air until Sip takes his final attempt.
12.5 kilos from his personal best.
Can he make a case for himself for a bench press medal?
And that is going to be a no, which means Grondin is currently in the bench press bronze, and it depends on whether Andrei Sip can make an attempt in this bench press round. A few attempts to go before that for the big decider. 217.5 kilos for Brandon Lee, currently in silver, will take at least bronze.
But yeah, I mean, big decider is really the term, because this would not only shake up the medals in the bench press event, but the final placings.
Come on, Brandon.
Big effort, and he locks it out. That is 3 white lights for Brandon Lee at 217.5. A great showing from the Brit today.
And clearly that was the right attempt selection.
And we're going to load up 232.5, which is a personal best attempt. The bar is loaded.
And now, Martin Putera, he is in 3rd place in the bench press in the 120+ kilo category. This will add 7.5 kilos to his total. Will not move the placings around, but he still really wants to get this for a 7.5 kilo personal best. Oh, it's a big effort, but it gets away from him. There's going to be a no lift, unfortunately. He will still get the bronze medal. But now we have to decide who takes home the gold.
Going for 242.5. A new PR maybe of 5 kilos. The bar is loaded for Czechia.
Simon Kral will try and stake his claim for the bench press gold, going for 242.5.
See it, Simon.
He's fighting
What
so
go
hard.
on?
And that is going to be a no lift, unfortunately, which means regardless of the result of the next lift, Isberg will be taking home the gold medal, Kral will be taking home the silver, and Putera the bronze. But we still have some things to be decided here.
Oh yeah. 3 more attempts.
The bar is loaded.
247.5 on the bar for Axel Isberg.
Kom igen.
He locks it out.
Beautiful. Very strong.
And it is 3 white lights, a super strong showing for our favorite in the 120 plus kilo category. But now for perhaps the most important lift of the session, definitely the most important lift for Andrei Sip. The crowd is on their feet. They are supporting their home hero, 250 kilos. He is the absolute favorite to win in the 120 kilo category.
He has
But
no other
he-
choice.
he
He has
needs-
no other choice.
He needs to get this.
You cannot bomb out when you are the favorite, when you just collected gold in the squat. That is not an option for Andrei Sip.
Come on, Andre.
And you can hear the horror from the Czech in the crowd. Some are on their feet, ready to support their hometown champion. He needs to manage that attempt. Come on, it's one repetition. One repetition.
One rep to get the title. Can he lock it out? It's such a battle, and that is gonna be heartbreak for the Czech.
Sorry, really sorry to break up.
Cannot get a bench press attempt in, which means there we are in for quite a fight for the bottom two steps on the podium, and Lysenko, our next competitor, who's going to be going for 280 kilos for his third bench press, is suddenly the clear favorite to take home the title.
Now the door is open. It is his to lose, Alexei. But I mean, Andre may have just opened too heavy and he wasted his title. That is heartbreaking.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. But let's see if Alexei Lysenko
Personal best.
can get the 280 kilos.
45 kilos.
It's a huge jump from his second attempt. And we see Ukrainian flags waving in the crowd. They are here to support their teammate. And what an effort! Wow! He locks out the right side. Can he do it with the left? Unfortunately not, and that is going to be a no lift. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the bench press for today. And in 10 minutes time we'll be going into deadlifts. Just to recap, Sip unfortunately out of the game, unable to get a single bench press attempt in, which means Lysenko takes the gold and takes the position of the favorite to win. Lee in second and Grondin in third in the 120s, and Isberg in a dominant fashion taking gold in the 120 plus, with Kral in silver and Potera in bronze. We'll see you back. Hello and welcome back to the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships. We have the grand finale of the junior categories here, 84 and 84 plus kilo women. Currently by the subtotals in the lead, in a fairly commanding lead, Elise Mikomagi in the 84s, and in the 84 plus, Tuva Lierhagen with an even more commanding lead. We are going into our deadlifts with openers ranging from 135 all the way to 215. And we'll be starting with Alina Nikohosian of Ukraine in the 84 kilo category.
The bar is loaded. Let's give her a hand as the first lifter in this deadlift session. Oh, what a shame. She dropped it.
That is going to be a no lift, unfortunately. She drops it.
Next lifter, Vida
Something
Popova.
not quite right.
Also Ukraine, opening at 147.5.
A part of her grip is not on the knurling, so the hook grip opens
The bar is loaded.
and she drops the bar.
That is unfortunate. Vera Popruha opening at 147.5. She has 17.5 kilos to make up to get into third place overall. That is going to be hard work. That looked fairly easy. She's opting not to use a deadlift suit.
Estonia's Ellerin Sepp, opening at 160. The bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded for Ellerin Sepp, opening at 160 kilos. Quite an elaborate setup. Then just grabs it and pulls it. That is going to be 3 white lights and a very easy first attempt.
Next lifter out, Slovakia's Adela Trushikova, opening at 165. The bar is
She really just
loaded.
grabbed it like it was nothing.
And that's the definition of grip and drip. 165 on the bar for Adela Truchlikova.
And back to back, very easy openers.
Well, she's also opting not to use a deadlift
Lift
suit.
for Slovakia.
That is a regular SBD singlet.
Some lifters tend to struggle to get into position, especially in the heavier weight classes with the deadlift suit. So that might be the reason why.
Yeah, well, if you can't get anything good out of the suit, it is better to just not wear it. But an athlete that is definitely wearing a deadlift suit is Tuva Lierhagen of Norway, going for 175 kilos here.
Nice and easy. 3 white lights for Norway.
That is 3 white lights.
Next up,
And she
also
is
from
in a
Norway,
pretty
Diana
commanding position in the
Risenfeldt.
84 plus to take home the title.
She's opening at 177.
Moving back into the 84s for one lift before we get the final of the 84 pluses. Wilde Beate Friesenfeld, 177.5. And that is 3 white lights and a good lift.
3 lifters left in the round, and coming up next we have Germany's Laura Hinz. The bar is loaded. Laura is opening at 180.
And for our final opener in the 84+ kilo category, Lara Hinz opening at 180 kilos.
That looks like a very uneven sumo.
Maybe it's just a perspective. It seems to be fairly balanced.
It works.
If it works, it works. Don't change it. It's 3 white lights. And we'll see if we can get the replay from the front.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
I think it was just the perspective. From the front it looks fairly even.
Probably.
And there are 2 attempts remaining in the opening round. 195 kilos for Simona Sagalova. And that is 3 white lights, a very speedy opener.
Last lifter in the round, we have Estonia and we have Elise Mikomagi starting at 2:15. Then we'll be going into round 2 of the deadlifts, where Nico Hosian will be the first lifter. The bar is loaded for Elise Mikomagi.
Our final opener in the women's 84, 215 kilos for Elise Mikomagi. Three white lights, a very strong opener. We'll see how high she jumps. If she maybe takes a leap for the record, she definitely has the advantage to try and do it. The record currently standing at 251.5. That would be quite a long way, but still. And going into round 2, we have Mikomagi leading in the 84s and Hinz leading in the 84 plus.
I mean, if she can make 20 kilo jumps, why not? If she feels after the second round that she's safe in that first place, which she should be, why not?
Absolutely, why not? Alina Nikohosian reattempting 135.
The only lifter we're missing on the board. Keep it in your hand. Perfect.
And it looks better this time. It's 3 white lights and everyone is on board.
Good lift for Ukraine. Next lifter, Vira Kokua from Ukraine, going for 160 kilos. The bar is loaded. And she is going for a new PR attempt here by 5 kilos.
Vira Popruha going for her second attempt at 160 kilos, 45 kilo personal best. And this one is considerably heavier than her opening attempt. It's 3 white lights. She's gonna wanna put some more baby powder
To reduce friction
on
and
her
lockout.
legs. It seems like there was quite a lot of friction in the lockout, and she could resolve that at least to a certain degree with the baby powder.
Yeah, the more skin on skin you have in between the forearms and the thighs, the harder it is.
Adela Truchlikova going for 175.
Personal best. Good
That is
lift.
3 white lights and another good lift.
Still not particularly difficult.
The bar is loaded. Also going for a new personal best by 5 kilos here. We have a 177.5 loaded up.
Going for a 17.5 kilo jump to 177.5 is Ellerin Sip of Estonia. And for a 17.5 kilo jump, that moves lightning fast.
And a good lift. Tuva from Norway is waiting to get out on the platform for a 185. The bar is loaded. It's a 10 kilo jump from our opener.
Tuva Lierhagen, 185 kilos. This puts her back into deadlift goal for the time being.
I would give her 615. She's unattainable.
Very good. 3 white
That is
lights.
3 white lights.
For Norway.
She is pretty much in an unreachable position in the overall fight for the title.
The bar is loaded.
But there is still a game going on. A game of strength and a game of tactics
Beate is going for
in regards to the
187.5,
deadlift
which
medals.
is her current personal best.
Wilde Beate Friesenfeld, 187.5. A very solid second attempt.
3 white lights. Good light.
And with that,
For Norway.
I think she also might be out of reach for the other athletes in the third place of the 84 kilo category.
The bar is loaded.
The rankings are getting clearer and clearer.
Kilos.
Lara Hintz trying to get back the provisional golden medal in the deadlifts with 190 kilos. You can really see how hard it is to get into position in a super tight deadlift suit.
But that stiffness sure helps that lockout.
That is absolutely right, but her position I think was slightly off here. And she's gonna have to be careful with her third attempt.
207.5. The bar is loaded. A new personal best attempt by 2.5 kilos.
207.5 for Simona Sagalova of Slovakia. She is in a very strong position in the silver medal in the 84s.
All the way up.
That is 3 white lights and a good lift.
Slovakia. Last lifter in the round is Elise from Estonia. 230 kilos on the bar. The bar is loaded for Elise.
Elise Mikomagi just trying to extend her lead in the 84 kilo category. And 230 kilos
Good
seems
lift
to
for
be a
Estonia.
non-issue for her.
We are going into round 3 of the deadlifts. Alina
A clean
Nikohosian
scoreboard
of
so far,
Ukraine
Yasin.
is
Yeah,
coming out for
one miss in round 1, no misses in round 2.
147.5
And we'll
30
see
attempts.
how much further we can get.
Give
Nikomagi
these
is
marks
still
of
in a
top
very
support
strong
now for the
position for the
last
deadlift
lifts
gold
in
medal
this
in the
competition.
84s, and Hinz being hunted by Lierhagen for the deadlift gold in the 84 plus.
In terms of final
The bar
placing,
is loaded
the
for
hierarchy
Alina.
seems pretty well established.
Absolutely, and Lierhagen also is nigh uncatchable at this point. Alina Nikohosian 147.5 for her third attempt.
Come on,
Oh, that is hard work on the lockout. She manages to get it.
And no grip slip, 3 white lights, a good lift.
A good lift.
That was a
Next,
great
Ina
battle
Kova
and a
from
good start to
Ukraine.
round 3.
The next group have 5 more lifters to make any changes to the openers for the deadlifts.
Vira Popruha going for
The bar is
177.5.
loaded for Vira
A
from
pretty
Ukraine.
sizable jump, trying to get into deadlift bronze.
17.5 kilos from her personal best. Up from her personal best.
Looking at her second, I think this might be a bit of a Hail Mary. But let's see if she can do it. This is to take the provisional deadlift bronze. And unfortunately just too heavy.
No lift for Ukraine.
Without the assistance of a deadlift suit, you are basically just on your own, and we have an attempt change coming in.
The order.
Adela Trushlikova will be going for 185.
She is going for 185 kilos. 10 kilo jump from her second attempt. The bar is loaded.
Adela Trushlikova of Slovakia, 185. This is to take deadlift silver provisionally. And she does. And a lot now depends on what happens in the next few lifts.
Estonia's Ellerin Sepp is coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, she's only getting silver on body weights,
10 kilos up from her
and
personal
only
best.
2.5 more is asked to her opponent, so it's not decided yet.
Absolutely not. And we have another challenge for the deadlift podium here, made by Ellerin Sepp, going for 187.5. With that, she will beat Friesenfeld on body weight. Oh, and it's a big fight. She locks it out. That is 3 white lights, and she moves into bronze position for the time being. 187.5 stays on the bar for Tuva Lierhagen, trying to take back the deadlift silver. She will not be going for deadlift gold. Does not want to risk it. And that is a strong third attempt from Lierhagen to finish out the competition with a 617.5 kilo total, the title of the champion, and a silver medal in deadlifts.
The bar is loaded for Laura from Germany.
Lara Hintz already has the deadlift gold in the 84 plus. She wants to add 5 kilos to her total, and she is already the vice champion. Let's see if she can make 195 fly. And unfortunately, the exact thing I was talking about with her previous attempt cannot get into the proper position with the super tight deadlift suit, which means the 195 will be a no,
Next up from Norway, Beate Vilde Friesenfeldt.
but still taking home deadlift gold.
No more changes for the next group.
There she can only pass the knees, but then the lever are pulling her forward.
Kom igen.
Wilde Beate Friesenfeld trying to take back the deadlift bronze medal with 197.5. Taking a fairly risky jump of 10 kilos. And that is gonna be a no.
Not today. No lift for Norway.
That has got to be some sort of mistake to not lower that 197.5 when she only needed 190. Take the silver medal in deadlift.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was
She
attempting
had nothing
there.
to gain from the 10 kilo jump. And there is 212.5 for a further 5 kilo personal best for Simona Sagalova. Already has the overall silver and the deadlift silver.
For today and for this competition. She had some beautiful deadlifts before today.
And that is quite an effort, but just gets stuck above the knees, and it is going to be a no lift. And we have one final deadlift remaining in the women's junior equipped championships. 240 kilos going on the bar for Elise Mikomagi of Estonia to finish off the competition in a commanding fashion.
Up 7.5 kilos from her personal best and a 10 kilo jump from her second attempt. The bar is loaded for Elise Mikomagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, your European champion Elise Mikomagi going for a 10 kilo jump for a 7.5 kilo personal best. Come on. She locks it out, barely holds on.
Will that be enough?
The tension is building up. There is 3 white lights. A super ending to the women's competition with Elise Mikomagi taking the title in the 84, runner-up on the deadlifts in silver position Simona Sagalova, and in bronze Ellerin Seip in the 84 plus. Lara Hintz taking gold, Tuva Lierhagen taking silver, and Adela Truchlikova taking bronze. In the overall standings, Elise Mikomagi in the 84 kilo category with 585, the European champion, runner-up Sagalova, and in bronze position Friesenfeld in the 84 plus, Tuva Lierhagen with dominating performance, taking home the title with Hintz in second and Truchlikova in third. We are moving straight on into men's 120 and 120 plus with Brandon Lee opening at 210 kilos.
There's been 3 changes of openers, one for Oleksiy Lysenko, one for Domantas Baroskas, and one for Andrei Sepp.
Next, Chris Grondin, Great Britain.
And that first attempt was a good lift for
The
Brandon
bar
Lee.
is loaded. Chris is opening at 210.
Openers ranging from 210 to 330.
That is quite a range. Chris Grondin going for 210 kilos.
That was very easy, I have to say. Let's wait for the lights before we celebrate.
Waiting for the referee lights.
The left side, referee lights. 3 white lights. Good lift for Great Britain. Next out on the platform, Iceland. Raphael Magnusson, and the bar is loaded. 230 kilos for his opener.
230 kilos for the opening lift of Einar Raf Magnusson. He's one of the athletes that is going to be fighting it out for the silver and bronze medal positions in the 120s after the unfortunate bombing out of Andrei Sepp.
It makes for interesting storylines, to say the least.
Absolutely, and I think the athletes are gonna work that much harder for the places.
Wow.
And that was a flyer.
Beautiful. 3
That
white
bar had a
lights.
long way to
Good
go,
lift
but
from
it went
Iceland.
very fast.
Yep.
Next, Oleksiy Lysenko, Ukraine. Opening at 250, the bar is
Next
loaded.
up will be our absolute favorite in the 120 kilo category, Oleksiy Lysenko. 250 kilos on the bar.
He was not the favorite about 20 minutes ago, but now he is the clear favorite with apparently more than 100 kilo lead.
And that is a super clean deadlift.
3 white lights, good lift. Next lifter up, Lithuania and
He would have made a
Domantas
great
Baroskas.
vice champion,
The bar
but
is
he's gonna make a
loaded.
great champion.
Opening at 250.
On the same weight, Domantas Baroskas, 250 kilos on the bar. In the fight for deadlift medals and the overall podium,
Beautiful, nice and smooth.
opting
Good
not
lift
to
for
use a deadlift
Lithuania.
suit.
Next
But
up,
250
from
kilos poses
Slovakia,
no
Martin
problem.
Kutera. Opening at 285.
Moving into the 120 plus kilo category, Martin Putera opening at 285.
Not the ideal start to your sumo with the hips kicking back like that.
What they say about that?
Oh, absolutely no. That was not a very good start.
2 to
And he
1.
gets a blue light from the left side referee. We'll see what that could have been for.
Next lifter, Czechia's Andrei Sepp.
Downward
The
movement
bar
at the
is
start.
loaded.
Probably supporting on the thighs.
Come on, Andrei.
And now for the hometown hero, who is unfortunately out of the competition regarding the totals and the overall placings, but he can still take home the gold medal in the deadlift. And with this, he's gonna stake a very strong claim to it. 295 on the bar.
Nice
That is
and
no
easy
problem.
for
That's
Three
even
white
more
lights.
heartbreaking in my opinion.
I completely agree.
Last lifter in the round.
Even if he went for 50 kilo lower opener,
Simon to
on the bench press, he still would have been well in the running for champion.
The bar is
Of course,
loaded.
it's easy to be a coach after the competition.
305.
Moving back into the 120 plus, Simon Kral opening at 305. That is a strong opener.
Good lift for Czechia.
And now for our final opening lift,
From Sweden,
330 kilos
opening
will
at
be going on the
330.
bar for Axel Isberg of Sweden.
The bar is loaded. Come igen, Axel.
With that, he's gonna put up a 980 kilo total.
Very smooth.
That looked pretty easy.
Very, very easy, and he absolutely does.
Sweden.
He is well ahead in the 120 plus kilo category, and I think he might break the 1000 kilo barrier today as we move on into round 2 of the deadlifts. In the 120s, we have Ondrej Sid leading the deadlifts with Lysenko and Barauskas tied on 250. Lysenko coming out on top on body weight.
The bar is
Our
loaded.
first deadlift in the second round will be 220 kilos for Brandon Lee. The Brit has had a great showing in the bench press, taking the silver medal. And is now in the fight for silver and bronze medals overall. When that is very slow on the lockout. Very slow, but almost demure. 3 white lights and a good lift.
Good lift. Chris from Great Britain is next. And he is going for 230. He will be followed by
He stayed very clean.
Bauraskas. The bar is loaded for Chris Grondin.
Next up will be 230 kilos for Chris Grondin. Not quite in the fight for the podium places from what it seems at the moment, but still trying to put up the biggest total he can. 230 kilos. And that was an absolute flyer.
A quick lift.
We still might see him load up that bar with another 20.
Iceland's Rafael Einar Magnusson. Let's hear it for him. The bar is loaded.
Einar Raf Magnusson going for 260 kilos. This will put him in a pretty solid position for silver medal overall.
He received a quick pep talk, motivational talk before stepping onto the platform.
The motivational talk consisting mostly of yow, yow, and yow.
In true Icelandic fashion. His opener was lightning fast, a 30 kilo jump. Does not surprise me that much. That looked like a second attempt.
Yeah, it was a bit of work towards the top, but if he keeps it clean, he's got a fair few kilos left there, and it puts him in a very strong position for silver medal.
267.5 kilos. Jumping 17.5 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Now with 267.5, Domantas Barauskas of Lithuania. This will put him to 717.5 on par with Lee
In this attempt,
and
we're
15
gonna
kilos
try
trailing
no lift for
behind
Lithuania.
Magnuson.
Next up, Alexei Lysenko.
There's gonna be a no lift, unfortunately.
Loading up 275. A new personal best attempt. The bar is loaded.
Alexei Lysenko 275 for a 902.5 total. And that is 3 white lights, no doubts about that.
It's a good lift. Next, Slovakia. Martin Kutera attempting 300 kilos, and the bar is loaded.
Martin Putera jumping 15 kilos to a nice round 300.
Oh, his knees are questionable on that one.
That is a
Oh no,
good
I am
lift for
tripping
Slovakia.
apparently, but it looked like supporting on the thighs from afar and that his right knee was unlocked.
We'll see
It's now going
from
for
the replay.
315 kilos.
I think he just leans forwards and it gives the illusion from certain perspectives. 315 kilos on the bar for Andrei Sip.
Skip the bar and brush
Yeah, I
back.
think that was destined to be champion here today, but unfortunately won't be after troubles during the bench press events.
Andrei, alright, check it. A 20 kilo jump from the opener here. Beautiful lift.
And there is going to be 3 white lights, a very nicely executed second deadlift for Sip, who will surely be taking home the deadlift gold and the squad gold, but unfortunately no overall title.
Is going for 320 kilos now for his second attempt. The 15 kilo jump from the first attempt.
Simon Kral setting up with 320 kilos.
It's a good
And he
lift.
pulls it off. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Explosive lift as well.
3 white lights and a good lift. And for our final second attempt,
Lifter in the round from Sweden, Axel Isberg. And he is now going for 355.
355 kilos, a very serious weight.
The bar is loaded for Isberg.
This
of
one is
Sweden.
to cross that infamous barrier of 1,000 in total.
That is a barrier not many people in the world have crossed.
For 1,000.
That seemed reasonable. 3 white lights.
For Isberg and Sweden is a good lift.
And Axel has to take a further 20 kilo jump if he wants to get
See what this
into third place overall
lifting order.
on GL points.
William Brandon Lee as the next lifter from
That
Great
might be a
Britain.
big ask.
Oh, he's put in 380.5, so an even bigger ask for a European junior record. And we are starting off round 3 with 222.5 for Brandon Lee.
The bar is loaded. Come on, Brandon. For your last lift for today and for this competition. Let's hear it for him.
That is a tactical play from the British team. With the 2.5 kilo jump, they're gonna grab that third place in the total. Can he lock it out? No.
So close.
Takes the minimal jump. He's currently still in third place.
I don't think we have the lights. 3 red flags, no lift for Great Britain. Next lifter out, Chris Ronden, Great Britain.
And he's gonna take a big lift from Brauskas to push Lee out of the podium spots. The 267 didn't budge from the floor, and he's gonna have to do 270 now. But first, Chris Grondin, his teammate from Great Britain. As I predicted, 20 kilo jump again to 250 kilos. And this could get him fourth place if Barauskas decides to go for third and misses. And this could... This will be a 20 kilo personal best, and he does it.
That's a proper lockout.
Can we see the flags? It's a good lift for Great Britain. Well done. Next lifter, Lithuania's Domantas Powerlifting. He missed the previous lift of 267.5.
In the middle of round 2. Well, you can see the results currently here. Magnusson is in a strong second. Lee in third, with Barauskas yet to lift his third deadlift attempt. And Barauskas is gonna have a tough job to do here. He needs the 270 kilos. Oh, and it's going! With an animalistic scream. It was a huge effort, but unfortunately there's gonna be a no, which means Brandon Lee will grab the bronze medal overall. And how can things turn so quickly? We have our champion and vice champion in the 120 kilo pretty much decided. Einar Magnusson will be taking home the silver medal overall. Can he also take home a further 12.5 kilo personal best on deadlift?
Come on, last lift of the day.
Already has deadlift bronze, already has overall silver.
Come on, Einar.
Come on, lock it out. It's super hard work. Just can't get it to lock out fully. He's still gonna be walking home, the European vice champion. And now we have your final deadlift from your European champion, Oleksiy Lysenko. 290 kilos on the bar for a 917.5 total.
The bar is loaded for Oleksiy. Let's hear it for him. 2 290 is a 15 kilo personal best increase if he gets it.
PB on the line, both in total and in the deadlifts.
Oh, and it's a big battle.
Stuck above the knees, no lift, but he still walks away champion with 902.5 in the 120 kilo class.
Only one successful third attempt in the deadlift so far, and we have 4 lifts remaining.
Martin is going to attempt 307.5. If he gets it,
The first 3 of these lifts will ultimately be inconsequential in the larger scheme of things.
for
These are
Slovakia,
for athletes' personal bests. The placings are already decided. We'll have Martin Putera 307.5. And the 4th lift that awaits us will be for something fairly big. Spoiler alert here. Martin Putera 307.5 for a new personal best. And unfortunately cannot lock it out.
unfortunately, but well done.
330 kilos will be going onto the bar for Ondrej Sip.
Next is Czechia's Ondrej Sip.
The final 3 deadlifts of the junior championship.
About 330 kilos loaded up for him. Personal best by 5 kilos.
He already has the deadlift gold and the squat gold.
The bar is
It's
loaded
for a 5 kilo
for
personal
Ondrej.
best on the deadlift for Ondrej Sip.
Cheers for him. He's had some great support here
And this
today.
is to give a show to his home crowd.
Yeah, this wants to end on a high note should he hit this. Imagine what the total could have been
Czechia,
for Ondrej
cheers
Sip.
for him.
Let's see it, Ondrej, come on.
Oh, and he just can't lock it out.
I think he started to lose his grip.
Yeah.
Well done. 2 lifters left. Simon Kral, Czechia is up next with 335.
2 lifts remaining
Russia Bart
in the junior part of this equipped European Championships.
chances.
335 on the bar for Simon Kral. For 15 kilo personal best. He already has the silver both in the deadlift and in the total in the 120 plus kilo category. He is your European vice champion. But can he make his final deadlift of 335? Oh, it is hard work towards the lockout and he cannot quite make it. And ladies and gentlemen, only one successful lift so far in the 3rd round, and we have just one more remaining, and it's gonna be for a European junior record and a 3rd place overall. In the entire competition, he's already your European champion in the 120 plus kilo category. This is for 3rd place overall amongst all of the junior men lifters, and for a new European junior record, 380.5 kilos for Axel Isberg of Sweden. He's had a dominating performance today. This is going to be for a 1030.5, 1030.5 kilos on the total for Axel Isberg.
We were mentioning that he might take a shot at it. He's very safe in his position. He already crossed the 1,000 barrier. Why not? With a leap of faith and a bit of support.
This is for a European record, but
It is not there.
unfortunately it is not there today. and with just one missed deadlift in the first 2 rounds and only one good lift in the last round, we end up where we are.
And everyone at this table too. We will do the medal ceremony.
Just to recap the results of the deadlift, Andrei Sip taking gold in the 120s with Lysenko in silver and Magnusson in bronze. In the 120 plus, Isberg taking gold, Kral taking silver and Putera taking bronze in the deadlift. And in the overall standings, Lysenko Oleksiy of Ukraine taking the gold medal and the title in the 120s with 902.5, with Magnusson the vice champion and Lee in the bronze medal position after a tight battle. And in the 120 plus, Axel Isberg with 1005 kilos total, taking the title home of the European champion in the 120 plus, with Kral being the vice champion with 930 kilos and Putera in third with 870. Thank you for being with us today. This wraps it up for the junior categories, and tomorrow we'll be heading on into the open showdowns. Join us back tomorrow at 11 a.m.
The participation medals will be given out by, first, an announcement, because Milan Spingel has passed his international referee exam here today in this very session. Big congratulations and well done. Give him a round of applause. It's a tough job. Well done. And well done to all these ladies on the platform. You have done great today. You will be given participation medals from Björn, Åstad, and Javier. And then we will move on to the different lift medals and of course the total podiums as well. So we're starting with the squat medals for the 84 kilo category. In squat bronze, we have from Norway, Beate Vilde Friesenfeldt with a 200 kilo squat. An applause for her, please. Squat silver goes to Estonia's Elise Mikomägi, 215 kilo squat. And in squat gold, Slovakia, Simona Zagalova, 215 kilos. Thank you so much, ladies. You have done great. Bench press medals. Bench bronze goes to Norway's Beate Vilde Friesenfeldt with a 115 kilo bench. Bench silver to Ukraine's Alina Nikohosyan and the 125 kilo bench. And bench gold to Estonia's Elise Mikomägi, 130 kilo bench. Thank you so much. For the deadlift medals, we have in deadlift bronze, Estonia's Evelyn Sepp, 187.5 kilo deadlift. Deadlift silver to Slovakia's Simona Zagalova, 207.5 kilo deadlift. And deadlift gold goes to Estonia's Elise Mikomägi with a 240 kilo deadlift. Thank you so much. Now for the total podium for the 84 kilo category, we have bronze medalist from Norway, Beate Vilde Friesenfeldt, with a 502.5 kilo total. In silver, Slovakia's Simona Zagalova, 532.5 kilo total. And the European champion in the 84 kilo category is Estonia's Elise Mikomägi with 585 kilo total. Please all stand up for the national anthem of Estonia. Thank you so much and well done, everybody. We are moving on to the medals for the 84+kg category. In squat bronze, we have Slovakia's Adela Trušlíková, 185 kg squat. And squat silver goes to Germany's Lara Hinz with 225 kg squat. Squat gold goes to Norway's Tuva Lerhagen with a 240 kg squat. Thank you so much. For bench medals, in bronze we have Ukraine's Vida Poprua with a 112.5 kg bench press. Bench silver goes to Germany and Lara Hinz with a 145 kg bench. And bench gold goes to Norway and Tuva Lerhagen with a 190 kg bench. Thank you so much. For deadlifts, we have in bronze Slovakia and Adela Trušlíková, 185 kg deadlift. Deadlift silver goes to Norway and Tuva Lerhagen, 187.5 kg deadlift. And deadlift gold goes to Germany and Lara Hinz, and 190 kg deadlift. Thank you so much. Now for the total podium of the 84+kg category. In bronze, Slovakia's Adela Trušlíková with a 460 kg total. Silver medalist is Germany's Lara Hinz with 560 kg total. And the European champion in the 84+kg category is Norway's Tuva Lerhagen with a 617.5 kg total. Big well done to you guys, and let's all stand up for the national anthem of Norway. Thank you so much, and you have done amazing, all of you. We are going to do now the best lifters, so don't exit the platform just yet. So for the junior women, and this is based on good lift points now, we have in third place from Norway, Tuva Lerhagen, with an 89.80 good lift points. Second best lifter from Estonia, Elise Mikomagi, with 93.44 IPF good lift points. And the best junior lifter is from Italy, Eleonora Pontoni, with 104.82 good lift points. Is she here? If not, maybe someone from her team can collect her trophy. We'll give them a big round of applause anyways. They have done great. And now for the team awards of the junior female lifters. So for a team to be in this round, there has to be at least three lifters, sorry. So third best team in this competition is Slovakia, with the following 5 lifters: Karolina Milatova, Simona Sagalova, Jasmina Taric, Adela Trushlikova, and Olivia Lapsanska. You can all, if you're all here, get up on the platform to receive your medals for the third best team. The second best team in this competition from the junior female lifters is Ukraine. And the top 5 lifters: Ilona Kerchinuk, Reina Fursenko, Alexandra Borch, Kristina Ulyanik, and Tetiana Sydkova. Give them a big round of applause. So this is based on the top 5 lifters in the team. And the number 1 team in this competition is Norway, with the following lifters. Give them a big round of applause. We have Beate Wilde Friesenfeld, Elise Emma Ås, Carita Osterhus Seldal, Aurora Aser Gutuen, and Tuva Lerhagen. Please get up on the platform to receive your medals. Team Norway. Thank you so much, ladies. You have done an amazing job today, or if you competed yesterday. Well done to all of you. You can line up again, and the technical controller will walk you off the platform. Give them a big round of applause, and then we will wait. See if the guys are ready for their medal ceremony. An applause, please, for the ladies. Well done. Now we'll get ready for the medal ceremony of the junior men of 120 and 120 plus. Same procedure, participation medals, lift medals and podium medals. followed by best lifters and teams. We are ready. So give the guys of 120 and 120 plus big round of applause as they follow the technical controller in on the platform. These guys will now also be given their participation medals by Javier de Puiterac and Björn Åstad. We are starting with the squat medals of the 120 kilo category. Squat bronze goes to Iceland and Raffen Einar Magnusson with a 325 kilo squat. Possibly also for best support. Squat silver, Ukraine's Oleksiy Lysenko with a 365 kilo squat. And the squat gold goes to Czechia and Andrej Sip, 385 kilo squat. Thank you so much. For bench press medals, we have in bronze, Great Britain and Chris Grondin, 177.5. Bench press silver, Great Britain, Brandon Lee, 217.5. And bench press gold, Ukraine, Oleksiy Lysenko, and 262.5 kilo bench. Thank you so much, guys. Well done. For the deadlift medals, deadlift bronze goes to Iceland and Raffen Einar Magnusson, 260 kilo. Deadlift silver to Ukraine, Oleksiy Lysenko, 275 kilos. And deadlift gold goes to Czechia's Andrej Sip and 315 kilo deadlift. Thank you so much and well done. On to the total podium for the 120 kilo class. Bronze medalist from Great Britain, Brandon Lee, with 717.5. Silver medalist from Iceland, Raffen Einar Magnusson, 732.5 kilo total. And the European champion in the 120 class from Ukraine, Oleksiy Lysenko, 902.5 kilos. Please all stand up for the national anthem of Ukraine. Thank you so much. Well done for your competition today. You did amazing. We're moving on to the 120 kilo plus category and the squat medals. Squat bronze goes to Slovakia and Martin Putera, 345 kilo squat. Squat silver to Czechia and Simon Kral, 375 kilo squat. And squat gold goes to Sweden and Axel Isberg with a 402.5 kilo squat. Thank you very much. On to the bench press medals. Bench bronze goes to Slovakia and Martin Putera with a 225 kilo bench. Bench silver goes to Czechia and Simon Kral with a 235 kilo bench. And bench press gold goes to Sweden and Axel Isberg, 247.5 kilo bench. Thank you very much, guys. On to the deadlift medals. Deadlift bronze goes to Slovakia and Martin Putera with a 300 kilo deadlift. Deadlift silver to Czechia's Simon Kral with a 320 kilo deadlift. And deadlift gold goes to Sweden and Axel Isberg with a 355 kilo deadlift. Well done, guys. For the total podium, bronze medalist, Slovakia's Martin Putera with a 870 kilo total. Silver medalist from Czechia, Simon Kral with a 930 kilo total. And the European champion in the 120 kilo plus class is from Sweden, Axel Isberg with a 1005 kilo total. Please all stand up for the national anthem of Sweden. Well done, guys. Amazing job. Congratulations on your performance. Stay on the platform for a little bit longer as we will announce the top lifters.